Veterans Day is observed annually on November 11th to honor the men and women who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Today, we pause to express our deep gratitude and sincere appreciation to our veterans for their brave and selfless service to our country. Jason Williams joined the Marine Corps in November of 1996 and went to boot camp in Parris Island, home of the Sand Fleas. His duty station was in Camp Lejeune, where he was part of the Landing Support Battalion. While in the Marine Corps, Jason was given the opportunity to play basketball for the All-Marine team, where he was able to travel playing different schools and teams. When he was not playing basketball, Jason worked as an administrative clerk, handling service record books and assisting Marines in any way he could. In Jason's 4th year of the Marine Corps, he had orders to Okinawa, Japan, but unfortunately was not able to go as his daughter was very sick at the time. Jason stayed at Camp Lejeune until he attended school at Winston-Salem State University and was given an honorable discharge. Christina Mazzella served her country for 15 years with an honorable discharge. She enlisted into the United States Army on July 30th, 1997, at the Fort Hamilton MEPS in Brooklyn, New York. She then was stationed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina for training under the Judge Advocate General and Adjutant General. There, Christina was trained for both combat weapons training and then on to studying military law. Christina later pursued training under the Military Intelligence Division in Arizona. Once her training was complete, she was off to tour internationally: France, Italy, and Germany. Once her tour was over, she then returned back to her home state of New York to her next duty station at West Point United States Military Academy, and then on to Camp Smith in New York. It was only a matter of months before the word was received of the attacks we now know as September 11th. There, Christina provided services, often serving 24-hour shifts for both her city and her country. She had briefed her team, who had to oversee activities within the demolished territory. It was one of the most difficult times she had faced, an experience that one would never anticipate, especially since it was not a far-off place, but rather in her home country and her home city. Christina was awarded and was the sole recipient of the Military Commendation Medal for services performed on September 11th. Christina looks back at the experiences and opportunities her time in the military has provided for her, in which she will never forget. She was identified by a local senator who invited her to work with inner-city youth on the importance of education and developing a career path. Motivating young minds into making positive decisions was a challenge, but many grew up to be successful military personnel and college graduates. Christina went on to receive a double master's degree in international business and labor relations from Fordham University and achieved the high honor of summa cum laude. John Pantoja served his country for 15 years with an honorable discharge. John enlisted in the United States Air Force on January 9, 2001, and was stationed at Langley Air Force Base as his first duty station as a supply troop. John was responsible for all supply equipment and parts for 3 air systems, with a worth of $3.5 billion that were deployed all around the world. John deployed to PAF Base Shahbaz, Jacobabad, an air base in Jacobabad, Pakistan for 6 months. In Pakistan, John was responsible for escorting third country nationals on and off base without incident. After his deployment, John had orders to go to Arlington, Texas as a logistics troop to a recruiting squadron. During his time in Arlington, John was responsible for all recruiting offices, communications, and government vehicles with an estimated worth of $5.6 million. During his first year as a logistics troop for the recruiting squadron, he was awarded the coveted Airman of the Year award. Also, John was a part of the Base Honor Guard for Carswell Air Force Base, which is now known as Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base Fort Worth. As an honor guardsman, John performed military funeral honors for veterans and/or active military members who passed while on active duty and posted the colors during events on and off base. John presented the colors during the nationally televised Hockey All-Star Game in Dallas, Texas. While completing his time in Arlington, John applied to become an Air Force recruiter and transitioned to San Antonio, Texas for a grueling 6 weeks of recruiter training. John's first recruiting station was in Bay Shore, New York as an enlisted professions recruiter, where he completed 3 of 4 recruiting silver badges. A silver badge is when you accomplish 120% of your recruiting goal for the year. While in New York, John was asked by the New York Mets to throw out the first pitch of the game, which was the highlight of his recruiting career in the Air Force. After his time in New York, John received orders again to move to Orlando, Florida as a health professions recruiter. He completed this time in Florida and obtained 2 of 3 silver badges. On behalf of everyone on the talent acquisition team, we would like to say Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service to our country. We are grateful for your sacrifice and we honor you on this Veterans Day. We are proud to have you on our team and we appreciate everything you have done and that you continue to do for us.